Hello, hello. How is it going? So I am making some watermelon juice. Figure, hey, I need to be on video more. It's one of those things I'm working on, one of those fears I'm breaking consciously, constantly, always getting up every day, being intentional about facing fears, limitations, limiting mindsets, doubts. Like, why not be more than just, beautiful writing and pictures. Uh, there's a lot of people, since I have a slow connection, my Wi Fi on. Okay. All right, my bad, y'all. My connection was disrupted. But yeah. So I'm getting ready to make a watermelon juice as mentioned, and we're gonna discuss healthy habits. Starting, I'm on 9 days, my ninth day at this point of all fruit. And June 1st, I am challenging myself to 40 days of watermelon only. And that's like just an intentional gut cleanse. It's a reset. I started redeveloping unhealthy habits in the colder months. You know how that goes. However, I was doing fruit till 4 or 5, basically being really high fruit, drinking my herbs, drinking tons of water, still being in the practice of those healthy habits, just not being perfect, like still allowing myself to make cooked meals past 4 p.m., allowing myself to be more flexible when I am out with friends because I've been intentional about being social instead of being like this antisocial person who just pretty much stays to myself. At one point, the only social life I had was the social life on social media, which isn't practical for mental health, especially when social media can actually become extremely overwhelming in and of itself. For me, because you have a timeline of strangers that you really don't know in real life, and you are being bombarded with their thoughts, their life, um, their experiences. You're bombarding your subconscious minds with the life of others, and it makes you more outward. It could make you overthink your own life, your own actions. It could have you falling into that comparison trap. And it's real important to be living your life for you. You can gain inspiration from others, but always maintain your center and be who you are. Don't compare yourself to anybody. There's nobody who's more unique than you. There's no one who has had the experiences that you have had. And, gain inspiration from others, but don't compare yourself to nobody. Everybody's at their own place in their health journey. And it took me a while to get to this place. And I'm still like, I go through those cycles where like I do, where I'm generally pretty consistent. Like I said, I would do like I'd eat really healthy, maintain those healthy practices throughout the day. But towards the evening, on those colder months, I'd eat comfort food. But I started to feel it, and it's catching up to me. So at this point, it's definitely time for like that cleansing, that gut cleansing, that reset. So watermelon is like a huge part of that for me right now because it's coming back into season. It's super hydrating. It's filled with electrolytes and amino acids. And yeah, I'm on day 9 of all fruit too. Just had some fresh tangerine juice for breakfast. That's what's up, Abina. Congratulations. Like, once you start, it gets easier every day. It's about maintaining that momentum. The hardest part is starting though, because you're breaking that addiction to the salt, to the sugars, the oil, the fried food, like the starch, the flours, just that chewiness, the crunchiness, the things that like we seek comfort in, the textures. Um, that shit is hard to break. Like, it's like real life addictive. It's real life addictive. And it's like weaning yourself off of drugs. Like, literally, it's like weaning yourself off of drugs. And you know what? It is drugs. That shit ain't real food. Like, when you cannot break the habit of consuming something that you know is detrimental to your health, it's a drug. Yup, I did the interview with Jillian. At some point, I'll be doing like a follow-up with her. I don't think I'm ready for that yet. Going to be a part of the washout coming June. I'm nervous, but praying all is in alignment. There's nothing to be nervous about. Don't go in there with like an all or nothing mentality. It's about progress, not perfection. And I think a lot of people will fare well going into something just like, because you're already in it. You're 9 days in. So you already have been practicing the healthy habits. You've already been on your transition. And like, trust me, same thing with me with the watermelon. For me, it's going to be like that weight loss and dealing with, you know, having to listen to people saying, oh, that's unhealthy. Then you have all these like unhealthy people who lack discipline to even eat healthy for one day, telling you that you have like an eating disorder. Like, that's really going to be the hard part, is like the social aspect of it, dealing with people and their opinions and all of that. Hey, Larry. What up? Assembling my juicer, and my New England accent, my Boston accent. Well, they say Boston. I don't have a Boston accent. Not the stereotypical one. I feel like that's mostly like the European Americans of New England who do the ahs and the kahs and the bahs and all of that. I was born in Boston, where all the melanated people reside. Same to you. I'm looking forward to the watermelon washout. I see you done already started. Day 3. You already high level. You did what? How many days last year? Over 100? I feel you, Abina. Same here. Like, I feel you on that. Like, that weight loss part of it is the hard part, because it's like the vanity part of it. You don't like how you look. People telling you look sick. But you know what? Focus more on how you feel. Focus on, like, get a blood pressure cuff if you don't already have one. Like, keep track of your blood pressure, your heart rate. And for me, it's about the fasting aspect of it, the regeneration aspect of it, the cleansing aspect of it. Hey, Tiff. What up, sis? I just re-listened to that interview we had, that discussion we had with Bobby, and it's so relevant. Main old Main brought that back up. But yeah, like, the weight loss part of it's going to be a little tough or whatever, but your organs will literally be regenerating. You'll be in a fasted state, and you won't be doing like the extreme fast, like water fasting. Like, I had blood work recently, and everybody always says that if you eat too much fruit, you're going to have, diabetes and all of that crap. My blood glucose levels were good. They were fine. Brown. How are you? Yeah, so just keep up on your numbers. Like, care more about how you feel. Like, I do have, like, I am doing this for health reasons. Personally, like, generally, I'm okay. But, like I said, I've had blood work done, and I haven't been making the best choices over the past few months. Like, I have developed and maintained a healthy routine. Like, when I get up in the AM, I maintain that. Like, I always make sure I'm drinking 24 to 64 ounces of water. I'm making sure that I'm drinking my herbs every morning. I'm making sure that I am eating fruit. I typically intermittent fast until about 12, like with liquids, and then I'll eat after that. But I kind of had a, like, whatever I want to eat, I'm gonna eat it type shit mentality. Like, after 4 or 5 p.m., a lot of times it would be like healthy cooked food, but sometimes it wouldn't. And, like, I didn't stress myself out about it, and I did that on purpose because I had to break out of that, like, all or nothing perfectionism mindset, because that perfectionism mindset was killing me. It was destroying me, like, on a mental health, emotional level. I didn't have an eating disorder, but I was definitely developing, like, a disordered eating thinking pattern. Like, I would have something out on the fly, and then I would be super in my head about how unhealthy it was, like going down like this downward spiral mentally about how bad what I was eating was bad for me. Do not do that. Do not fall into the trap of telling yourself that the things that you are at in this very moment consuming, that you are eating, if you are eating something and you are telling yourself a bad story about what you're putting in your body while you're eating it, it's gonna make it that much more vibrationally worse for you. And thoughts are inflammatory too. Like, food is not only inflammatory. It got to a point where I had to start allowing myself to just cave into my cravings and allow myself to eat what I want while telling myself a different story. Like, I am enjoying this meal. I am grateful to have access to any kind of food. This is absolutely delicious. It's so worth this moment. Life is for living and having great experiences. And I love this. After this, I am going to make sure that I have an adequate amount of water. I'm going to make sure I take a walk. I'm going to make sure I prepare my fruit so I'm having, like, a healthy start when I get up tomorrow. It's really about just, like, having an overall good perspective no matter what you're doing. Like, stop labeling what you do good or bad. Stop judging yourself for your actions, because it's in that judgment when you are rooting a negative connotation to what you're doing. It's in that judgment that leaves you stuck in a single moment, and it keeps you trapped in, like, the past, and you're kind of like in a retrograde of thinking about that one thing that you did, and then you're attracting the same experience. You're going to keep doing it. You're going to keep eating what is not good for you because you can't get past the point, and you can't forgive yourself for being imperfect when we're not here to be perfect. We're here to make experience, to live and have experiences and make mistakes. The only way we learn is after the mistakes that we make. So don't be afraid to fail. Stop being afraid to fail. Stop being afraid to make mistakes. In fact, chase failure, chase mistakes, because that's where your growth is going to come from. That's where your evolution is going to come from. And that's been my experience. So I am so perfectly imperfect now. I don't judge myself for shit that I do. Like, I don't, and I won't, and I refuse to. Because when I was judging myself harshly, I couldn't get past what I was doing. And then I would just constantly repeat it, because it doesn't matter what you don't want. If you're constantly thinking about it and you're attaching emotions to it, you are physically attracting it into your world, into your life, repeatedly and repeatedly and repeatedly. But if you just do it, have the experience, like, you know, be introspective about it at the moment and, like, attach some sort of good meaning to it, like a lesson learned or something, you can just move on with your life and then course correct and pivot. I think what's important is figuring out a healthy routine and just learning how to be progressive instead of perfect. That's where my growth has come from. personally. I don't judge myself for anything that I do anymore. Tiff said something I wanted to read. Sitting in the sun out here with Jamal while he rides his bike, sipping on some OJ. Keep up the good work, sis. That's what's up, Tiff. Like, I respect you so much, and congratulations on your land. I know you're so excited about just getting out there on that earth and growing your own food. Like, that's such a beautiful thing. And like, I love watching your motherhood journey. You know, like, I'm not a mother. I don't think I ever plan to be one, to be perfectly honest with you. And I have so much respect for women who have to take care of themselves, take care of their kids, take care of their households, their families. Hey, Ashleah. Deontay, I'm 22 days in. It's definitely a journey, but it's getting better day by day. Deontay, like, you have a super inspiring journey. Like, what I love about you is you don't give up on yourself. Like, we all fall into those cycles. We all fall into that, like, you know, we'll get started, we'll have our momentum, we'll have like that high energy, and then, you know, we're also unconditioning, we're also unlearning, we're also like living in a way where we have to practice every day, and you get into that practice mode, and then you kind of fall off of it because the things that we end up eating is highly addictive, and we do it emotionally. Things come up in our life and we kind of regress. However, it's just like, the key is to not stay stuck there. But even if we do, it's a lesson learned. But one thing about you is you don't fail because you don't give up. And now here you are again, like, deep in your journey. You've already lost like, what, over 40 pounds? Like, that's amazing. Keep going. Like, I'm cheering you on. I'm watching you. I look forward to seeing your success story. You're definitely an example of a lot of people in your position, that if you are highly addictive to foods to the point where you just kind of like end up in that physical state where you're facing mortality, anybody can do it at any point in their life. If you're still alive, if you have breath inside of you, you can make the decision right now. Thank you, Ashleah. And I could say the same thing for you. You know, like, I still see you too. Like, all of us are out here investing in ourselves, joining these groups, gaining inspiration from one another, being inspired by each other's stories, being transparent, being open, showing that we're all human. None of us are here to be perfect. We're just here to evolve. We're here to be better more than anything else. Darren Goldman, I just shared your story, your journey, one of my last posts. Like, I'm so proud of you too. Like, I just love how everybody is like evolving, like consciously evolving, consciously changing, like consciously going out of their way to like not settle for the diagnosis. Like, being told, oh yeah, you have this. Like, we're sitting on our deathbeds and we're over here like having that conversation with ourselves, thinking about how we may potentially be meeting our maker. We have somebody in a white coat who's in this position of authority, that is so entrusted and so respected, telling us, oh yeah, we got these results. This is what's wrong with your body. Unfortunately, there's nothing that can be done about it, but we can eliminate that organ. We can have surgery and take away that vital organ and then put you on a drug to replace the function of that organ. But that drug also is loaded with toxicity, and you'll have to take it for the rest of your life. Your quality of life is reduced, when in reality, we are perfectly made. Our bodies are just not made to be chemical processors. We're not here to process chemicals. You know, that's not what our organs were designed for. Our organs are designed to work harmoniously with each other in combination and synergy with what we are actually put here to consume, which are natural foods, things that grow from the ground, fruits and vegetables, things that come from the soil, things that are cooked by the original chef, God, the sun. You know what I mean? Like, We just got to get back to common sense. You can't be out here eating Takis and shit and Doritos and a slab of ribs and all kinds of pork and beef and hot dogs and burgers and pizza and birria tacos and all that shit. You eating that every single day, all the time, no chill, hardly ever get any fiber, smoking cigarettes, drinking soda, hardly ever even drinking water, like drinking coffee for energy drinks, completely abusing your body. And then all of a sudden your check engine light come on, you sitting in a hospital all entitled, demanding answers from a doctor like they sat there and put that poison in your body. That's not how that works. Like, we have to start taking accountability for our actions and the things that we do. You know, like, we're not victims. We're really not. We're only victims to our own programming. And that's why it's our job to, like, deprogram. Hey, Shawnette. How are you? Big facts. Big facts. People do take care of their cars better. Like, people want to make sure they have the most high quality oil. People get their cars detailed. They make sure they get their tires rotated. It is about awareness, but it's also common sense. Like, a lot of people are just very overtly unhealthy. Like, they know they're not healthy. And what's crazy is like, when you decide to start making healthier choices, it's always assumed that it's like for like this temporary outcome. Oh, where do you want to diet? And truth be told, that is because the culture is like that. Like, most people don't start making healthy choices until they have like an event, or they have a vacation coming up, or if they're getting married, or, you know, but like otherwise it's like, fuck these organs. Like, super ungrateful for the organ systems that keep your body going. We put all of this stress and strain on our bodies, like carrying all this extra fat, accumulating all this waste in our gut. I mean, and not for nothing, there are like the malicious aspects of it, where you have like an entire industry who pays scientists, have poured billions of dollars into research to create like the perfect combinations, the perfect salt, fat, and sugar combinations to keep us addicted to that food. But then we feed it to our children, you know. And truth be told, a lot of these kids are like little crackheads, because they're all sugared up. They're eating all those chemicals. Like, have you ever seen a child, when you don't give them their drugs, them fruit snacks, and them chips, and that candy, and that soda, and them hot dogs, and them chicken nuggets, when you don't feed them that, you see how they start acting, their tantrums, how misbehaved they become? We got to stop knowing that this food is poisonous and still giving it to our kids. And like, children, I feel like these generations, more and more, younger and younger, we're ending up with all these cancers, with like colon cancer, like all these cancers. Like, you have like 16-year-olds and stuff being diagnosed with cancers younger and younger. But it's because we're all like eating all of this processed crap. That shit ain't food. Like, if it come in a box or a bag, it's not food. And I'm sorry, I think somebody asked me a question I didn't answer. She asked me what kind of herbs. I meant to answer that. I just go into my tangents. So I like the Goddess collection from Crystal. She's got some really dope herbs, especially the reproductive health herbs. So I keep those in rotation. I actually just got some new herbs in from Tiger Carper and his company Soul Fuel, and I've been taking it every day. I think they're in here. So he got this complete. It got sea moss, bladderwrack, burdock root, sarsaparilla, things that's good for building the blood, iron, cleaning the blood. I like to keep those kinds of herbs in rotation. Also, this is my favorite one though. A-Game Herbal. This is the woman's formula. This, I don't know if you've ever done like Adderall or Ritalin. Something that you can take, like a nootropic that's good. It helps you get focused and helps you concentrate and keeps you literally like on your A game. Like you really just like, you get up, I eat my fruit, I drink my water, I take my A game. It's like when I'm like when I get started with my work, when I sit down like, all right, I need to do this, I need to bang this out, I need to go to this property, I need to do this, I gotta do that. Like it like creates tunnel vision for me. But not only that, like physical energy. It's like, and it doesn't give you like that crash because it's all herbs. It's like a proprietary blend of like Chinese medicine. I don't know. It definitely keeps me on my game, like when it comes to like my productivity, my money, just having physical energy. Yeah. And it's good for you too. They're herbs. So they it help, I think it's a vasodilator, which means it opens up the blood vessels. So, you know, it increases blood flow in the body. It actually makes you a little horny too. So don't be out here taking it if you ain't, because I be out here transmuting that horny energy into creativity, because ain't nobody coming to this vessel right now. I'm too sacred of a space to be feeding my energy to these parasitic, low vibrational entities out here trying to get in between somebody's thighs. Did too much work on myself to be accumulating any more soul ties. What up, Bobby? Bobby know all about that A game. I be like, I rebuke thee. The men be in my DMs. Talk about, you beautiful queen. And I appreciate that. Thank you. I don't mind the compliments. I appreciate you. You married? I would love to get to know you more. I be like, where is my silver and my garlic? I rebuke thee, you evil entity. You go into their, look at their timeline. They don't even really be liking women for real, for real. Always talking about 50-50, gold diggers. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Like, I don't even want to talk to a man who even talk about shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, why are we talking about these little hot topics that's being explained in the manosphere? Talking about, oh yeah, these women, man, they're gold diggers. You don't got shit to dig, buddy. Ugh. Trust me, I can hold down to 4. Let me stop. All right, I need my jug. Yeah, I be wildin'. I don't be showing y'all my full personality. I mean, I do kind of in my posts, but you can't really capture that like in writing. You do have to like see a person, and I be wildin'. But only the people who talk to me every day see that part of me. I tend to keep to myself, but I'm trying to break out of my shell. I don't know if I like want to be a content creator. I just like really sharing my health journey because I just realized how much it helps people. And I like the idea of making like being healthy trendy. I don't care if it's a trend. I don't care if people think it's a bandwagon thing. If anything can be a trend, if anything can be a bandwagon thing, let it be health. You know what I mean? Like, I would much rather that be a trend than a damn dance on TikTok. Like, I mean, cool or whatever, but like, that's not productive. Let's make being healthy trendy. Let's make doing herbs trendy. Let's make selling herbs trendy. Like, let's make taking care of ourselves trendy. You know, like, I'm all for people like flexing their juices and flexing their fruit and flexing their fitness routines and just flexing real high vibrational shit because it inspires the people around them. It might actually expose some haters around you too. But it'll inspire more people than it'll inspire haters. So keep doing you. Don't let nobody stop you from what you are doing for yourself, because really it's just the parasites inside of them that is afraid that they will be influenced and then their host is gonna flush their asses out. So do you, no matter how hard it gets, keep on keeping on, and then become like that example in your circle where people are going to be on some like, damn, girl, you look good. I couldn't even recognize you when I seen you. I had to take a second look. And then not only that, who cares about what people think, right? Whether it's good or bad, it's about what you think about yourself, ultimately. Hey, Colleen. Completely Cull. Really, this is a journey of self. This is a self journey. This is a journey of getting back to like the best and highest version of you. Feeling the best you've ever felt. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know what feeling good feels like until you've been intentional about cleansing your gut. Until you've been intentional about breathing consciously. You know what, Lena? I'm glad you asked that. And hey, girl. I can't put a lemon in. My lemon is bad. I didn't buy any more lemons, and this has mold on it. Damn it. Woo! It was overflowing. You know what probably is also super good, Lena? Especially since you have a freaking orange tree in the back of your house, you privileged biatch. Some watermelon juice with a whole orange with the skin on it. Especially since yours is organic and comes off of a tree. Oh my god. I'd be buzzing. If I had a fruit tree in my backyard that produced like a decent amount of that fruit, I would legitimately do like 1 full month of only eating that fruit. That'd be like the God diet. I don't know, like, I be having my cycles, but I'm obsessed with taking care of myself. Like, I think everybody needs to be obsessed with taking care of themselves. You know, like, I feel like we're way too obsessed on how we look on the outside. Like, people will sit here and stack up tens of thousands of dollars to get like a procedure to make their butt bigger or to get new teeth. You know, like, they'll make sure that they stay up on their lash routine, paying a couple $100s a month for lashes, and they're doing all this stuff, but eating seafood boils every damn day. Anything is possible. always drinking, always lit, always at somebody's brunch, drinking bottomless mimosas, like making life look good on the outside while literally poisoning yourself on the inside on a constant and a reoccurring basis. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with self-maintenance. Like, I'm here for it, like taking care of yourself on the outside and the inside. You know what I mean? Like, I'm the same way. Like, I don't get the lashes and stuff because I'm just, some shit is just too much to maintain and do, and like I just can't. But and they're cute depending on how they're done, as long as you don't look like freaking Snuffleupagus. But and you know, I like to keep my hair done. I wear makeup. I love shopping. I love getting dressed. But I feel good in what I wear. I make my outfits. My outfits don't make me. You know, like, I work really hard to like maintain like a physical appearance, and it really is just discipline more than anything else. You know, like, it's just not putting like super fatty things inside of me all the time. It's like having a good balance of making sure I'm consuming natural things. And it's really that simple. It's just about having enough self-love and self-respect and maturity to not be out here drinking all the goddamn time. And be out here, like, eating like shit all the time. Yeah, absolutely. There's nothing wrong with, like, because number one, listen, life is, like, we are infinite beings in a spiritual sense because we're spiritual having a human experience. So we can create our life and design it however we want it to be. And that includes our shell. That includes our avatar. So we can look like how we want to look. You can design how you want to be. You can color your hair. I don't subscribe to like, oh, you have to be natural. You have to be this to prove you're confident and all that shit. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. You know what I mean? Like, we are not a monolith. We're allowed to express ourselves in our artistic way through how, you know, we put ourselves together. So you can have a ton of tattoos. You can like make your hair however you want to make it. You can color it how you want to color it. You can do your lashes. You can contour your face. You can do all of these things because you just have like, you love to do it. You're passionate about it. You can get dressed up. Like, for me, I love dressing up because as soon as I step outside, the world receives me differently. I'm treated better. I'm treated with privilege. People are nicer. They smile. I just feel good. Whatever it takes for you to be at your highest sense of self, that makes you feel self-confident, do it. You know, we're just an avatar. We can decorate and design ourselves however we want, so to speak. Like, if you like it, I love it. So I don't subscribe to you having to do or be any kind of way, but I do believe that our actions when it comes to what we put inside of us has to be in alignment with nature, like to the best of our ability. And it doesn't even have to be perfect. I say 70% of your practices is just making sure that your eliminative organs can eliminate, that your kidneys can filter, that your liver can filter out toxicity, that your intestines aren't so clogged and blocked up that it can eliminate waste, so that you can like actually take a shit. Like, if you're not moving your bowels regularly, then you are creating disease in your body. You are literally backed up. And everything that you eat is just kind of accumulating on top of what is already backed up inside of you. And that's why you have stomach aches. And that's why you have headaches. And that's why you have dis-ease. And that's why you have rashes. And that's why so I just feel like if the ratios of what you're supposed to consume is just like higher than what you're not supposed to consume, that's all that's required. Just make sure that you're doing maintenance cleansing, which is why I like to do these cleanses when fruits are like really back in season. consuming lots of hydrating fruits and fibrous fruits and vegetables. But fruits for me are like number one, top on the totem pole. Then you have like your veggies, and like in its rawest form, because you're getting the most nutrients. You're not depleting nutrients. You're not denaturing the food. You're getting the highest frequency of that thing, and all energy transfers. So if the food you eat has a high energy and a high frequency, it's going to transfer right into you, into your blood cells. But really, we have to focus less on what kind of supplements that we can be putting into our bodies and minerals and all that, and focus on actually just cleansing out all this shit that's not supposed to be in there. I'm really feeling the way about not being able to have lemon, because it just do that little extra something for me. But yeah, y'all think I should go live more? I always try to do like content videos, but like I have like so little patience with editing and like learning these softwares, and there's certain things I'd be wanting to clip out, and my phone transferring things. It should be like, damn, this is too much work. So I have so many videos that I want to post, but I guess perfectionism is keeping me from posting them. But I think I can do live. Maybe I'll just be one of those content creators who go live, and then I can like edit the live videos into reels and stuff. Because I'm like one of those people who got a lot to say. I really do. I always try to stop myself from cutting people off in conversations because I have so much to say. But you know how it be, like just that fear of being seen, and like, I don't know. It's our limitations, our fears that keep us from being who we're meant to be. But I'm at this point in my life where like I'm not allowing fear to dictate my moves anymore. And I do believe that if you have a gift and you are blocking yourself from practicing that gift, you're not being obedient to why you were even put here on this earth. Like, we're given our gifts for a reason. Gifts are not a coincidence. Gifts are actually aligned with our purpose. So whatever you are naturally gifted at is something that you should be constantly practicing personally and giving to the world, because that's why we're here. Our gifts are like our superpowers. So I encourage you, if you will have any fears, anything, any obstacles holding you back, keeping you from doing what you say you want to do, just do it. Hey, Chastery. It is our calling. You know, like, we had to go through our own personal experiences. We had to be a teacher to ourselves. We had to be a student to life. We had to adhere, and we had to listen to our bodies. We had to be divinely guided to certain experiences and people and information. We had to like do that in order to get to where we're at, so that we can be a gift that keeps on giving. Because once we transfer our energy and our essence to somebody and then help them go through their own personal transformation, they're going to continue to help others. So it's important for us to put ourselves out there to be like who we are meant to be. I don't do the whole melon test. I can't. I'm not eating that bitter ass rind. Y'all can do that. I do not consume nothing I don't like, unless it's bitter herbs. Hey, Mallory. No, no, no. I feel like to keep this life sustainable, you gotta do what you enjoy. You have to consume what tastes good. Because once we start forcing ourselves to eat things we don't like, that's what makes us go back to unhealthy habits. You ever notice how when somebody is trying to lose weight or trying to adopt a healthy lifestyle, they automatically go to the salads? Right? So they go and get them a little boring ass salad with some lettuce, some little cherry tomatoes. They get a little cucumbers and whatever, and then they go and get a little store-bought dressing that they have to douse over it to consume it. And then they be like, this boring. I can't be healthy. They always assume healthy mean nasty. You know, and that's why, like, when I get into my raw vegan bag, like when I'm like real, like on my raw vegan bag, and I know I'm staying raw and I'm not going back to eating no cooked food, I get real creative with my salads and stuff when I'm having like those strong, intense cravings for savory or crunchy or whatever. And those aren't boring. Those are delicious. It takes time. It's like a labor of love. Hey, Matthew. What up, brother? Oh, I love salads. I'm not saying salads are bad. I'm talking about, you know how when people who come from a standard American diet and they trying to make better choices, they instantly go to a real boring salad and then they think that's what being healthy is. Like not enjoying your food. Like you don't have to have unenjoyable food just because it doesn't have meat in it. It doesn't have to be unenjoyable just because there's no dairy in it. You know what I mean? Like, hey auntie, how are you? That's my real life auntie, Caroline. I have begun to have a liking for olives and peppers, fermented okra and cabbage. Yeah, and that's another thing, right? Like when you start cleansing, that's dope, Adrian. What kind of salad you making? Abina, like, don't you notice how when you like start cleansing out, your palate changes and then you actually start like enjoying different kinds of veggies you didn't like? I didn't used to like papaya worth a damn. Papaya was so disgusting to me. I tried it so many different ways. I tried it on an island. I tried it so many, like, I really wanted to love papaya, but I hated it. But now, I will fuck up a papaya. Seeds and all. Oh yeah, food processor. Mine's actually broke. I gotta get another one. But I have my Vitamix. Anybody on this lifestyle needs a high-powered, good quality blender. If you don't have a Vitamix, I hope that there is another alternative just as good as a Vitamix. Because if my Vitamix break, I could be damn near broke in my checking account. I will put it on credit. I need my Vitamix. Oh, yep. Avocado is one of those things you learn to love because it's so fatty. Man, I'm so sad about my lemon. It ain't the same without the lemon, boy. I can't hold you. Have a good day, Auntie. Love you. Darren, let's do it. We could just go live on Facebook. Have a conversation. I can interview you on your journey, your health journey. Let's do it. I'm about to get on here a lot more often. Just get more comfortable on camera, speaking, stepping into my purpose. I know that this is what I was put here to do. And I've been hiding from it and I've been running away from it. But I do believe that once we just start doing what we know we need to do, but have that fear and the resistance, we just got to do it. Do it scared. Do it with your voice shaking. Like, honestly, I have this courage to even be on here, being myself, being relaxed. Like, I'm not trying. I'm just being who I am right now. And I think that's the key. We're so afraid to be ourselves in front of strangers. It's about just being yourself. And being comfortable with being yourself. And be exactly who you are. Like, don't try to be anybody else. So, like, be your personality. Don't filter yourself. Act like you're around your best friend. Be goofy. Like, talk how you talk. Dress how you dress. Act how you act. Because we get so nervous because we're overthinking. We care about what people think about us. And I got better at being myself on camera by being in Bobby's group, the Fruit Up Till 5. Because it started off being like, you know, just Fruit Up Till 5, getting in the practice of transitioning instead of being perfect, just being better, like maintaining and practicing that healthy routine throughout the day. But then he started challenging us to tell our stories, to get on camera, and just practicing, even in those like private and safe settings, will just help you relax and be more of yourself. And then you just gain the courage one day to just be like, fuck it. You know, like, we got to step out of that fear because we're only holding ourselves back from what we're being put here to do. Like, I don't know if you follow Tabitha Brown, but when you listen to her story in her interviews, she talks about how, like, she was obedient to God. Like, God was telling her she had to start getting on camera, on video, instead of trying to go the Hollywood route to get, because she wanted to be an actress. She wanted these roles, and she's just taking whatever she can get, but nothing was popping off. And then she was told, you need to go on video. And she didn't want to do it, but she wasn't being obedient. But as soon as she did it, she went viral, ended up with a deal with Whole Foods. Like, we just have to start doing what we know we need to do. The thing that you're the most afraid of is exactly what you should be taking action on as soon as you can take action on. The sooner you're willing to fail at it, the sooner you're willing to make mistakes, you can do it while you shake. You can do it with all kinds of fear. You can do it not knowing what you're doing. It's just about getting started and then being consistent once you start. Because everything else is going to fall into place very naturally. Because now you're doing what you were ordained to do. Now you are living out the purpose that you came here to live out. You know, we are all God expressing ourselves in human form. So God, we all have God in us. You know, if you genuinely believe that we're all one and God is everything and God is all, then we're all God, and we all have God inside of us. And we have to live our purpose. And God didn't put us here to only come here and to tickle our senses. God didn't put us here to only be entertained, go out to eat, drink, go to the movies, get in relationships, have sex, go through drama. Like, that's not what God put us here for. You know, there is more to life than being intoxicated. There's more to life than like tickling our senses, always feeling like we need to be stimulated by something. We didn't be put here exclusively to have sex. Like, I understand, like, sex is a way to create life, but there's a lot of people here creating life, and they're not really thinking about the life that they're creating, because like people are having children for selfish reasons without that child in mind, growing kids up in dysfunctional households, raising really fucked up human beings, kids who need all kinds of therapy, who have all these traumas and all of that, because you know, like I get it, everything happens for a reason at the end of the day, and like bad things have to happen. People have to come from the dark in order to come to their light. Like it's always going to be the hardest things that we go through that's going to bring us to our purpose, to bring us why we were put here ultimately. It was my darkest moments that forced me to become a better version of myself. Like I had to get really sick in order to start like really sitting down and staring at myself and going inside and asking myself, like, is it really worth eating this if it's going to reduce my life expectancy? Like I want to have, now I don't care if I have a long life here. I just want the life that I do have here to be of high quality. Like I just want to have a good quality life. Like I don't care if, like, you know, eating healthy doesn't guarantee we're gonna die old. You know, like people die from car accidents, you know, like people die through happenstance. Like shit happens, you know. We don't know when we're gonna check out. However, when we're here, it's really the experience that we're having while we're here that is the most important, because that is what is evolving our spirits, right? Like, so think about it. Like by the time that you die, how have you evolved on a spiritual level? What kind of discipline did you maintain? What kind of life did you live? How were the quality of your relationships? How was the quality of the relationship you had with yourself? Like, did you learn from the mistakes that you made? Were you constantly repeating failures and never had the opportunity to like overcome a karmic cycle? Are you gonna have to repeat a karmic cycle in another lifetime? Like this is our opportunity to really like ascend past like that lower version of ourselves, to genuinely and truly evolve. And you know what? We're always going to have the opportunity to evolve because we are immortal in our spirits. Like our physical bodies die, they expire, but we will always continue to transfer into another life and learn from those experiences. So like we already live in infinity. We will always like be evolving no matter what. However, being conscious of your evolutionary process is like powerful. Like being intentional about learning from everything that you go through and not constantly putting yourself through the same thing. And that's why I'm really working harder to overcome like that detox retox cycle. But of course, Sabine, I'm going to keep it up. I'm going to probably end this soon anyways. It's like 11:47. It's going to be, I like to have my slow mornings, but I do have to get to work at some point. It was super dope talking to y'all, and I'll keep this live up. I hope that everybody enjoyed it, and I hope whoever watches it enjoys it. I'm going to try to get in the practice of getting on here a little bit more. I made my watermelon juice. Thank y'all for juicing with me. I low-key don't even really want to drink it until I get a lemon. So I think I'm going to go and run and get a lemon and juice that so it can have like that extra refreshing edge to it. But I love y'all so much. Thank you for spending time with me. Thank you for listening to me rant. Why did I buy my juicer? Because I wanted to, I guess. What do you mean? Like, why did I buy it? I just wanted to juice. I wanted to juice fast. I used to drink store-bought juices at one point. And I didn't want store-bought juices. I didn't want the chemicals that came along with it. And I like the idea of like having fresh juice that comes directly from the source being extracted from the plant. So initially that's why I got a juicer. And then actually what inspired me to buy my first juicer was Joe, the dude who did Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead. He had that documentary where he did a juice fast and reversed all his health issues. That I bought a Breville. That was my first juicer. That was like back in like 2013 or 2012. But now I have a Nama J2. I upgraded to this one because it's just like a high quality juicer. It has like a 15-year warranty. I ordered it online. If you go to like Nama, just Google Nama, Nama. There's people who have discount codes. So I would say like maybe look up Casino Crisis. He has a discount code. You could I think get like 10% off. or there's a couple of people in the community. Jenny, why can't I think of her last name right now? But yeah, just look up Nama. I mean, it's an investment, but it's well worth it. It has a 15-year warranty. I should try to get my own damn discount code. I'm over here selling it. You know what? Let me stop until I get paid. But you're welcome. Appreciate you. All right, guys. I love you all.